We look at the digestive, be able to define the term system, identify selected organs in the human digestive system, outline the path food travels from the mouth to the anus, state the function of the organs in the digestive system, and complete at least 4 of the 8 activities at the learning centers. Imagine you are a member of the football team or netball team playing a match. As a team player, each member must ensure that his or her role is done in a way that will assist the other players to win the match. In the same light, the organs in the body work together to achieve one common function, such as digesting food. The body needs nutrients so that it will get the energy from the different food groups. These include carbohydrates, protein, fat, minerals, and vitamins. While we focus on the netball or football team being team players for a common goal, the body is made up of systems. Each system consists of a group of organs and other body parts working together to keep the body in good health. These organs consist of tissues. The tissues are made up of cells. The digestive system is one of 11 systems in the body. It is a system of organs working together to break down large, complex chunks of food into simple substances. This is necessary so that nutrients can be easily absorbed into the bloodstream and travel to all the organs and cells of the body. Let's talk about the types of digestion. We have 2 types. We have mechanical digestion and chemical digestion. Mechanical digestion speaks to the physical breakdown of large chunks of food into smaller pieces by mastication, using the teeth and tongue to chew large chunks of food into a bolus. Then we have chemical digestion that speaks to enzymes that are secreted to further break down food into smaller molecules which the body can separate and use. Let's look at this diagram of the digestive system. So we have here the esophagus, the stomach, the liver, the gallbladder, the pancreas, the small intestines, the large intestines, the appendix, and the rectum. So food will travel from the mouth into the esophagus, into the stomach, and as it passes through, it's going to mix with chemicals and enzymes that are secreted in the stomach, and as it goes into the small intestines, again it will have chemicals and enzymes that come from the pancreas and gallbladder that it will mix with, and here the absorption will take place, and what is left over will then go into the large intestines where water will be removed, and then undigested food will be stored in the rectum and then released through the anus. Let's now look more closely at the journey of the food. Now, in the mouth, what happens? Breakdown of large chunks of food into the bolus. The esophagus, the food highway that transports the bolus to the stomach. Okay, the stomach now stores and churns food until it forms a slushy liquid called chyme. So churning is the squishing together, the rubbing of the food until it becomes this slushy liquid called chyme. What happens in the pancreas? The pancreas makes digestive enzymes and releases them into the small intestine. The gallbladder stores bile produced in the liver and releases the bile into the small intestine. Now, in the small intestine, this is where we see the digestion of most of the food, and the nutrients are released and absorbed, that is, taken into the bloodstream. The large intestines absorb water from the digested food, and the leftover waste form feces. The rectum stores the feces, and then the anus allows feces to leave the body. Engage. Get your parents to assist you in using a food processor to puree, that is, to mash boiled potatoes into a smooth paste. If a food processor is not available, you could use a fork to crush the boiled potatoes into a smooth paste. Like the food processor or the fork and bowl activity, some organs in the digestive system physically mash up food. Explore. Access the internet and download and view a video on the digestive system. Explain. In a creative way, explain the journey of food through the digestive system. You may use a flowchart during your presentation. Extend. Use Play-Doh or other resources available to make a model of the digestive system. Make sure to label each organ. Now here are some questions based on that. You can discuss what happens if there were no large intestine and no small intestine. Let me start with the small intestine. The small intestine is where the absorption takes place. So if we had no small intestine, how would we get the food that has now been broken down physically to be broken down chemically? Because we need the food in, that version of food that is in the molecular form to be absorbed into the bloodstream. So no small intestine, that's not going to happen. And the small intestine has various sections: the duodenum, the jejunum, the ileum, all of those sections that help with, making sure that we can absorb and get the most out of the food that we eat. Now, the large intestine takes out the water out of the digestive food and then puts the things that we no longer need together and stores it in the rectum so we can be released. If we did not have that, then all that undigested material would just back up and spoil, and that wouldn't be good for us either. So all of the organs there and all of the sections of the system work together to make digestion possible. Evaluate. It says complete at least 4 of the 8 activities at the Learning Center. Let's look at the word link from the Faye Ellington Center. Create a lexicon of the terms used in the lesson. So all we're doing here is just making a dictionary, right? So we're going to have the words, esophagus, bolus, mouth, and so on, and we can create a list of those terms. Self-link, the Dr. Agri Irons Center. Make a journal entry expressing your views on the passage of food through the digestive system. Music link from the Jimmy Cliff Center. Write song lyrics about the passage of food through the digestive system. Body link. Ask your parents to take you on a field trip to a butcher or slaughterhouse or abattoir to observe the different organs of a cow, pig, or goat. Number link at the Albert Einstein Center. Let's look at this table. It says here, organ length. Small intestines in male about 6 meters long. 6'3" is at about 18 feet. Small intestine in females, that would be 7.1 meter long. That's over 21 feet. Large intestines about 1.5 meters long. Now, use the information in Table 1 to answer the 3 questions. What is the difference between the lengths of the small intestine in a male and a female? Now, once we see the signal word here, difference, it would suggest that we're going to subtract. Okay. Now, it says round off the measurements of the small and large intestines to a whole number. Okay. And then finally, which organ is the longest? So it says here, social link at the Mary C. Cole Center. Use a digital device to take photos of your model of the digestive system and then share it with your class via your WhatsApp group. Picture link. Draw a diagram of the digestive system, and this is from the Edna Manley Center. Finally, or nature link at the Dan Macaulay Center. While your parent is preparing chicken, tripe, kidney or liver for a meal, observe and name the organ. Then explain the function of the organs observed. In this episode, we looked at the digestive system, and we understand that a system is a group of organs working together to accomplish some common purpose. Alright guys, take care, and I'll see you in our next episode.